Breathing in, there is awareness of breathing in. Breathing out, there is awareness of breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. Insufferable behaviors. Addiction and Destruction, Part 1. Addiction and Destruction. Addiction describes behavior that one deliberately and repeatedly engages in to elicit feelings of pleasure, in compensating for painful physical sensations and or psychological perceptions, while destruction signifies the behavior one knowingly participates in, such as an addiction, where unconscious beliefs and, thus, motivations exist to punish ourselves or otherwise inflict some measure of hurt or harm, as well as potentially life-ending actions, in efforts to escape from an otherwise painful and hopeless perception of one's reality. Habits and addictions. Habits are routine behaviors one engages in, yet possesses the ability to change or end at virtually any time, that often impacts one's life in positive ways, while addictions represent consequential behaviors to mitigating one's suffering through the use of vices and other negatively reinforcing actions. A strong and ultimately destructive habit where the experiencer possesses little if any control to change or otherwise end. Growing with us. Perhaps the bad habits many of us established and further practiced during childhood and adolescence, nail biting, pencil chewing, and, yes, even nose picking, were essentially coping mechanisms. Behaviors we engaged in to help soothe various fears and anxieties, as well as quell other insecurities. And although we have become fully grown now, we still might rely upon our youthful habits, as well as perhaps newer habits, in comforting us against a less understood and perhaps even more insecure adult world. Habitual or an addiction. One could technically classify pattern reactivity, the often insufferable effects of triggered unresolved pain and trauma, as habitual, and one could label our conditioned reactivity to another's usually unintentional suffering triggers as an addiction, because some of us might have the ability to control them through a resolution process, while others of us lack virtually all control over them and may unconsciously possess a compelling need to adversely react as we do.